Welcome everybody to the Town of Powell Special Select Board meeting, December 19th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Call to order, board member roll call. Angie Rawling.
Carl Strohmeyer.
Jamie Percy.
Brian Harris.
The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the agenda, public comment, approval of minutes, accounts payable, town report postcard approval, planning commission appointment, FY25 road budget approval, FY25 general budget discussion and possible approval, 12 ballot article discussion, town ethics liaison discussion and appointment, public comment and adjournment. Oh boy, this is going to be rough. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. Take your time.
It's fine.
Take a breather.
Right. Approval of agenda, please.
So move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in
Favor?
favor?
Aye.
Public comment? Is there any public comment here, Anna?
No, nobody is in right now.
All right, approval of minutes. Minutes of December 12th, 2024.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? The only thing I saw is you had Mike open the meeting. I don't know if you wanted to put that I had opened the meeting first and then he stepped in case somebody says something.
Yeah, we'll change that.
Right, that's the only thing I saw.
Okay.
All right? All those in favor?
With the changes,
Which of the
aye.
changes?
With the changes,
Aye. Warrants for $184,960.59.
So move.
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable December 20th, 2024. That was the one we just did. Oh my God. So sorry. Accounts payable December 14th, 2024. Articles for $301,740.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Payroll December 20th, 2024 for $17,791.10.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Number 8, town report postcard approval. Tara sent everybody the town card. Did they all read it and look at it?
Mm-hmm.
What's your
Nice job.
pleasure? Do you want to say anything, Tara?
Nope, but I
Looks great.
I think it looks
tried a
great.
few different photos. Photo credit goes to Joel Burrington.
It's a beautiful picture.
It is a really pretty picture.
It really is. So.
That's all right.
You need a motion or just a blessing?
No, I just your blessing. It's fine.
Okay.
Those will go out at the beginning of February.
All right.
Nice.
when the town reports are done.
Planning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Planning commission appointment. We only had that one, correct?
Yes, David Powell was the only person who submitted a letter of interest.
And we read that letter last week and it's been posted on our site. So what's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion to accept David's appointment to the commission.
Starting immediately.
Now, is he there gonna finish Megan's time? Is that's what we're appointing?
That's the only appointment available is.
All right.
Right, but
All right, we'll finish.
but what I was getting at is, he's just finishing her time.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure, was hers, I think hers was done at the end of this year anyway, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Almost positive she looked.
I'm pretty sure hers was one of the ones that was up.
Motion's been made.
This March, I think.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 10, FY 25 road budget approval.
So I sent this out to you, but just so that people are aware that are listening. The total expenditures would be on this, what am I looking for? This presented budget is $1,292,337.43. Of which $71,422.62 are from undesignated. And then to be raised by taxes, 1,000,000. 1,000,000, oh man, this is a tough one. $1,026,114.81. I think the numbers are a little small and blurred, so hopefully I read that right.
The glasses.
But this will be in the packet so people can view it. If the glasses won't help, they're like smudged numbers. But that is the robust budget that we have presented. So the numbers that Joel has agreed on, Ellen and I both went over them and put them in. And you saw it last week and there was no questions. There was a slight change because of insurance.
Right.
Yeah,
But that kind of road.
so, good job.
What's the board's? You need approval on that tonight? You'd like it?
We can do approval tonight or we can wait. The general fund can be approved, but if someone submits a ballot article, a petition for a ballot article, we would have to reapprove
We'll have to change it.
because they have until the 16th of January to do that.
So do you want to just do that all on the 16th?
Might as well.
We can approve both budgets the first meeting in January.
Okay.
If the board would prefer.
Yeah.
Since Mike isn't here, I think that would be good too, to wait for everybody to be here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We wouldn't want Mike to miss all the fun.
Right.
Do you want me to read numbers from the general though?
Yes, please.
Every line item, all of it.
I'm doing total expenditure.
So now we're discussing FY 25 general budget decision and possible approval. Even on my computer, I have a hard time seeing it.
And zoom it in, hit
I
the
know.
magnifying glass.
Sorry, I didn't prepare.
I don't get my cheaters. I was reading it earlier.
Okay, so this projected fiscal year. Total expenditures, $1,754,877. Of which $159,497.40 is from undesignated. To be raised by taxes, $989,590.32. And this, just so the public is aware, includes our essential services. It includes the 2 fire departments and the rescue squads asking amounts.
Mm-hmm.
The board saw those and I don't believe anyone had any questions, so I let them know that they're good to go.
I just have one question, but it's basically for the office. Their amounts that they're asking for in the different spots, would it be better if they were all under one? Or
They are.
did I not read it right? So I was looking at my phone.
So at the end of the expense report or the budget, there's essential services, the headline. And then you have PSPA, operation and maintenance, PSFD, PSD, operation and maintenance, and then tunnel rescue squad. So the 3 departments are listed separately under the essential services with the asking amount.
Correct.
Because I saw where there was like different amounts for the rescue, there was like 3 or 4 for the rescue squad.
Yeah, but we just combined them.
Combined it, okay, thank you. So sorry, people.
This is either.
Hopefully when we bring it back, there won't be any changes.
It'll be one guy will be done.
The same.
Okay,
And it'll be in the packet so that people can home through it and check it out.
all right. Any more questions? Budget, okay. Moving on to 12, ballot articles, discussion. So
So I shared this information with the board earlier about advisory articles, that the LCT sort of suggests that we don't do that, only because when you put it on the ballot, people automatically think that it is not just advisory, that it's gonna help you make a decision. They also said that your feedback would be very narrow, basically, like they suggested broadening the scope and doing, surveys or other ways of getting the same information.
Better information.
The reason why I suggested the two ballots that I suggested to be put on, the questions to be put on the ballot, is because we have very few people that show up and know what's going on or how much they're paying for things. It does not mean that I want to get rid of the sheriff's department or close the transfer station. I would like to know what the majority of the townspeople and taxpayers know about it and what they feel about it. They have a right, they are paying taxes on these two issues. And that's why I wanted it on the ballot articles, so we could understand what the people would like. So could we put it like advisory, what is your feeling? Or, I don't know. I just don't know what the answer
For the
is.
recommendation, they're saying no. And that's,
Did VLT, oh, I hate those acronyms. Those people. Not those people in a negative way, but the people that tell us, okay. Did they give us any guidance? Is there anybody else that has done that? This is the question I asked it. Is there anybody in the state that has done what we're asking? Even if it isn't for these specific, and how did they go about doing it?
I mean, look what.
Or is that beyond asking them?
My concern is like, look what they just did with our land. They only had 74 people, ring in. We have
The
three,
Federal Center study only had 100.
that's what I'm saying.
The one that Jen and I did though for the health equity.
You got 200.
200.
But we have 3,000 plus people in
It's
town.
really hard to get.
Right.
It's really hard, and the most of the time we reach people through the ballots. That's when they show up the most. That's why I wanted it to be put on the ballot.
but still, unless there's a hot topic, you still don't only get a percentage to show up the vote
Right,
on non-primary years.
right.
In my experience of helping with the voting over the last, I don't know, quite a few. And I guess I've got a little personal issue as far as going after the sheriff's department again. And the reason why I say this, if we were getting complaints from our townspeople saying, we're seeing them do this, we're seeing them do that, and they're coming to the board with a lot of complaints, then I would say, yes, we need to take and do something. But to my knowledge, the only people that are complaining are the ones that are doing something wrong and they don't like the consequences of being arrested. So, yes, do we like the numbers? No. We'd love to take and be able to save the taxpayers any money anywhere we can, but it's when you have people that are doing a job, and it's no different than our town employees, I just feel you're being disgruntled kinda every time you just continue to push. I understand the money side of it, where that's the point you're pushing. But at the same token, these guys are doing a job no different than any of our town employees are doing a job. And if we're not getting a negative feedback on it, then I guess I don't see why we would go after that issue.
Oh, I'm not getting positive feedback either.
I also have another issue, and other people have said the same thing. I don't have an issue with them at all. I think they do a good job. But they only work Monday through Friday and an occasional couple hours on the weekend. And I think that we have less presence of the Vermont State Police because of the sheriff's department.
And that's possible.
That's most likely.
A true statement. But
we
without,
also pay the
Check all that.
taxpayers for
Pay.
the state of Vermont to patrol Pownell. And I'm not seeing it anymore at all.
but I know that in the last few weeks, there's been multiple evenings that we've had 3 troopers down here. Also, so when they get called, it's not that they're not responding. They're shorthanded also, otherwise they would be an option. If the troopers, if they had over a bunch of troopers, then you could take and count, you could contract more hours with them for law enforcement.
Everybody needs
But
to remember one thing. The sheriff's department is not a 911 service.
correct,
They are not contracted by the town of Pownell for a 911 service.
correct.
They are not there for emergencies.
We
The
pay-
state police are the only sanctioned 911 service in the town of Pownell.
Yes,
So I just wanted to say that's why I had asked for it. I don't want people to think that I'm against it, because I'm not. I'm
no,
not against
yes.
the transfer station. I would like to know what the taxpayers and the residents feel on these issues.
right. And the other side of that, more that we've learned most recently is, I guess before we should put that to a vote, we need to do a little bit more research to find out what other options our townspeople will have if we were to shut down hypothetically. Because we're gonna have to pay someone somewheres. Unless everybody's gonna take and pay a private entity to take and collect garbage at their house. So there's a lot of options out there for that kind of stuff.
And you still have to have a waste management plan.
Yeah, I mean, your town's still responsible for stuff like that. We have been making some big strides lately. I mean, Carl's done a ton of research. Thank you very much on that stuff. And working with Tom on that, because I had asked certain questions. Evidently, I wasn't asking the right way. When I talked to Carl, different things, and he come up with this other. And we found that it should be a lot more feasible to go with those compactors on that. So we're taking the right steps. We're moving forward slowly. We're taking the right steps. In the long run, it should be saving the town money. So, but maybe we got to do a survey. But we also have to come up with, I feel, more information before we even put a survey out, because that way they know all the options.
But we don't
And
know
what
how we go with it. Do we go with cert? We don't know what we're gonna do.
municipality as far as,
But we know
What
we
we gotta
wanna
do.
try to we wanna try to coax, I guess is the proper word, is that coax people to come out and not the same people, but new people, coax them to come out and give their opinions. One way or the other.
Right.
The town of Pownell, people of Pownell should have a say.
I mean, I know since things changed hands with Pam, they sold a few more permits to the landfill or their transfer station. Because the options are limited. So,
I just wanted to explain why I wanted them
no,
on ballot. Well,
I
I
don't
don't want to get too far off the,
trying to be discouraging. I'm just,
Too much.
because we're not gonna.
We're not
Definitely,
doing nothing tonight.
we're not doing nothing
Right.
tonight. All right, was there anything else about
Just
that?
the cemetery commission, and the language for that, but I'll bring that back in January when we do budget approvals. We'll do a warning approval also at the same time.
Okay,
I got a question on how this is gonna work, is we're gonna vote. We're gonna have a town vote to start a cemetery commission,
mhm.
which is required, correct?
which is required.
Yes.
But is the vote including the bylaws for that, or is it just the bylaws will be done after we get the approval from the town to start a cemetery commission?
Right.
I think the
Right,
commission has to.
you cannot create the commission until the following year. So
Right.
you vote, if the voters decide, yes, we want a commission, we'll kind of keep working the way we have been with cemeteries.
Yes.
doing the best we can. We have a fund, a pretty well established fund now, which is good.
And has the survey been, gonna be done, right?
The survey is gonna be done this winter.
Okay,
So then next March, so March of 26.
yeah.
People would run
Okay.
just like they do
Mission,
for that commission.
Yep.
Okay. And we could have our
JP or
own,
that or whatever.
like bylaws or rules and
Correct.
Yes.
ahead of that, correct?
Yes.
Right.
And then I think they would just work
Yes,
with them.
because I'm still
implement
working on
that.
it, I have a list.
Correct, I just was curious on how the next.
Cause for right now, the board is the cemetery.
Right,
So,
okay. All right, so you wanna bring that back?
so that language, and that's, from my understanding, the only ballot article that we. Ballot article
Presently,
to work on
Okay,
is the cemetery commission. Brian, you're kind of new to this discussion. Did you have any thoughts on ballot articles for select board measures?
No, I'm good on that. I mean, I'm good. I've paid enough attention. I don't have any questions on it.
I figured, but thought I'd ask.
all right.
Appreciate it.
Number 13, town ethic liaison discussion and appointment.
Oh, as of January 1, there's new legislature. We need to appoint an ethics liaison to be in contact with the ethics commission at the state level and the town, the board. So there's a checklist of stuff that we need to make sure we get done, such as posting municipal code of ethics and some other things that go along with that legislature. Kind of just assume this fits within my role, but I don't know how the board feels about that.
I would think it would be within your role
That was kind of my thought when you brought it up.
I
or
thought,
your position.
It's a formality though, like
Yes.
you have to make the motion and then I can report to them.
You're okay with this, as I said, I told you
Yeah.
before, I just want to make sure that you're okay with it.
I mean,
I
that's
do,
part
but
of your
there's
job.
somebody else.
I know that, but you always ask, it's polite to ask.
Yeah, I just assumed it was, but it's a formality that you have to, it has to be in a minute, so.
Right,
Make a motion that Tara Parks, our town administrator, what's your actual title?
Executive assistant.
Executive assistant. Be our liaison for
ethics.
ethics commission.
I would like to add an amendment to that, remove her specific name and put it towards the title only.
Okay,
Because otherwise, if she leaves,
okay,
you'd have to technically reappoint somebody else.
That's
all right.
That's true.
So
So
Are you gonna?
I would like to-
Okay, are you going
I'll
to?
second your motion.
Okay, so,
Amended mine.
All right,
rescind your motion, start over.
Okay,
rescind.
yes, I rescind my motion.
Was there a second? There wasn't a second.
No.
May I please entertain a motion for the town ethics liaison?
Okay, make a motion for our executive assistant to be the town liaison for
Ethics.
ethics to the state.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Good job.
Any further
Thank you.
discussion? All in favor? Welcome.
Did-
All right.
did.
Wow, this is pretty quick, everybody.
Was.
Public comment, Hannah, anybody got their hand up?
Oh yeah, Jim has his hand up.
Hello, people. Sorry. Hello, people. Jim Costas, North Mason Hill Road. Well, I've got to say that that discussion about the ballot articles was so much refreshing. I'm not sure if it's because the chairman wasn't there, but Harry, I really appreciate you speaking up so much that I agree with you totally that if someone wants to find out what the people want to hear and what they how they want to hear with these people, they should invite maybe the people to come and have a hearing on the sheriff's department and the transfer station. But just to go out and put it on their ballot, and I'll repeat what I said last time, is the most ridiculous idea if you want to find out what's happening. They're just going to vote yes, or they're going to vote no. You're not going to get the information you want. So Harry, I really, really appreciate you speaking up and stating your piece on what you feel is right. I'm not sure if you've heard it from other townspeople at all, but I mean, that is the point that should have been taken. Second of all, it's very nice that you just found out what Hannah's actual title is. It's kind of makes me chuckle. But,
It wasn't Hannah, it was Tara.
And I know
Okay.
that I get confused.
okay, I'm sorry. No, this is
I mean,
public.
I will own it.
Just
This is
to
public
be
com-
nice.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. This is public comment. No, you don't want to get into a conversation. But otherwise, a very enlightening meeting. I thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other comment?
I was here to see what it looks like when it was finished. But it's better than the house we